In the small village of Willowbrook, nestled between gentle hills and peaceful farmlands, lived two sisters, Lucy and Ella. Their house, though modest, was full of warmth and life. The walls were lined with cheerful flowers, and the windows were always open, allowing fresh air and sunlight to stream in. Inside, it was always neat and tidy, thanks to the hard work of Lucy, the younger sister. Lucy, with her bright, kind eyes and ever-smiling face, was known throughout the village as a hard-working and helpful young girl. She would often be seen working in the garden, tending to the flowers with great care. Lucy had a special bond with nature. She knew the names of every flower and plant in her garden and took the time to make sure each one was taken care of. Whether it was sweeping the porch or gathering the eggs from the chickens, Lucy did everything with a positive attitude and a heart full of love. Ella, her older sister, was quite different. Where Lucy was busy working, Ella was often found lounging in the sun, her long hair flowing over her shoulders. Ella had a charm about her that caught people's attention, but she didn't care much about hard work. She preferred playing games with her friends or strolling around the village rather than helping at home. She loved the idea of luxury, but wasn't willing to lift a finger to earn it. Their mother, a kind but firm woman, often reminded Ella that if she wanted rewards, she needed to contribute. Hard work is the key to everything, Ella, she would say gently. But Ella, with a roll of her eyes, would only shrug and continue with her daydreams. Lucy, however, never minded the extra work. She knew it was important to help, not just for the sake of rewards, but because it made her feel good to contribute to the well-being of the family. She never complained, always giving her best effort. She knew that life wasn't about taking shortcuts, but about putting in the time and effort to earn good things. One warm afternoon, as the sun hung low in the sky, Mr. Green, an elderly man who was well known in the village for his beautiful garden, paid a visit to Lucy and Ella's home. He was a gentle man with a weathered face, but his eyes sparkled with kindness. His garden was the pride of Willowbrook. People from all over came to see his blooming flowers, healthy vegetables, and fruit-laden trees. As he stood at their door, he smiled warmly and greeted the girls and their mother. "I've been thinking," Mr. Green began in his calm, deep voice. "I could use some help in my garden. I have a lot of work to do, and I need someone who is willing to put in the effort. It's not easy work, but it is rewarding. If either of you is interested, I can show you how to take care of the plants, and you'll get something valuable in return." Ella's eyes lit up at the mention of a reward. The thought of something valuable was all it took for her to forget about the hard work. "I want to do it," she exclaimed, her voice full of excitement. can handle the work. Just tell me when I can start." Lucy, on the other hand, was more thoughtful. She had been helping her mother with various tasks around the house, and she knew how important it was to keep everything in order. "Thank you, Mr. Green," Lucy said softly. "But I need to help Mother first. I can always come back to work in the garden later." Mr. Green nodded in understanding, his smile growing wider as he looked at Lucy. "You are a very kind and responsible girl, Lucy," he said. "Take your time, and when you're ready, I'll be here." Ella, not wanting to waste another moment, eagerly jumped up. "I'm ready. I'll start now." With that, she followed Mr. Green, eager to start what she believed would be a fun and easy job. Ella arrived at Mr. Green's garden and was immediately struck by how beautiful it was. The rows of bright flowers swayed gently in the breeze, and the tall apple trees were filled with ripe fruit. Vegetables like tomatoes, carrots, and lettuce grew in neat rows, and everything looked so perfect that Ella was convinced this would be the easiest job in the world. Mr. Green handed her a watering can and a pair of gloves. "Here is what needs to be done," he said. "You must water the plants every day, pull the weeds, and make sure the flowers and vegetables are healthy. It's hard work, but if you care for the garden, it will reward you with fresh, delicious food and beautiful flowers." Ella wasn't thrilled at the idea of working so hard, but she figured it wouldn't be that bad. However, after a few days, she grew tired of the constant work. Watering the plants became a chore, and pulling weeds felt like a waste of time. Instead of taking care of the plants, Ella found herself sitting under the shade of a tree, enjoying the breeze and watching the world go by. The more Ella slacked off, the worse the garden began to look. The weeds grew higher, blocking the sunlight from the flowers and vegetables. Some plants began to wilt, and the apple trees looked less vibrant. Mr. Green noticed the changes and sighed. "Ella, the plants need attention every day. If you don't care for them, they won't thrive. You must put in the effort." But Ella didn't want to work hard. "This is too much," she complained. "I want the reward, but I don't want to do the work." Meanwhile, at home, Lucy was busy helping her mother. She took care of the house, did the laundry, and worked in the small garden outside their home. She watered the flowers and trimmed the plants, making sure everything was neat and tidy. After a few days, Lucy began to worry about her sister. She hadn't heard much from Ella and decided to visit Mr. Green's garden to check on her. When Lucy arrived, she was surprised by what she saw. The garden, once lush and colorful, was now overrun with weeds, and many of the plants looked sickly. The vegetables were no longer vibrant, and the flowers had started to fade. Mr. Green, who was busy working in the garden, looked up when Lucy arrived. "Hello, Lucy," he greeted her. "It seems Ella has not been taking care of the garden as she should. The plants need daily care to stay healthy, but she hasn't been putting in the effort." Lucy frowned, her heart heavy with concern for the garden. "What can I do to help?" she asked. Mr. Green smiled warmly. "You have a good heart, Lucy. I would appreciate any help you can give." Without hesitation, Lucy rolled up her sleeves and began to work. She watered the plants, pulled the weeds, and trimmed the flowers. The more she worked, the more she enjoyed it. The rhythm of the work brought her peace, and she could see the difference in the garden with each passing hour. The plants began to look healthier, and the flowers slowly began to bloom again. Mr. Green watched Lucy with approval. "You have a special way with the plants, Lucy," he said. "You take care of them with love." After several days of hard work, the garden began to flourish. The flowers bloomed brightly, the vegetables grew stronger, and the fruit trees were heavy with fruit. Mr. Green was delighted by the changes and wanted to reward Lucy for her hard work. "You have worked so hard, Lucy," Mr. Green said with a proud smile. "As a reward, I would like to give you the largest basket of fruits and flowers from the garden." Lucy felt a warm glow in her chest. She wasn't working for the reward, but it was nice to be recognized for her efforts. She thanked Mr. Green and carefully placed the basket of fresh fruits and vibrant flowers into her arms. On her way home, Lucy felt proud of the hard work she had done. When she arrived, her mother smiled and praised her for the beautiful gift. They sat down together and shared the delicious fruits, enjoying the simple joys of life. Days later, Ella returned to the garden, eager to collect her reward. She had thought the garden would be just as beautiful as it was before, but to her surprise, it wasn't. The weeds had grown tall, and some of the plants had not survived. Mr. Green handed her a small basket, much smaller than she had expected. Inside, there were only a few wilted flowers and a handful of shriveled vegetables. Ella's eyes widened in disbelief. "But I wanted the reward. Where are the beautiful fruits and flowers?" she demanded. Mr. Green shook his head. "You didn't take care of the garden, Ella. The reward comes only to those who put in the effort. Hard work brings success." Ella felt embarrassed. She had wanted the reward without doing the work, but now she realized that it didn't work that way. She left the garden with a heavy heart, but a lesson learned. Back at home, Lucy shared the fruits and flowers with her mother, who praised her for her dedication. They enjoyed the meal together, grateful for the hard work that had brought them such a beautiful reward. Ella, on the other hand, sat alone in her room, reflecting on what had happened. She realized that she had wasted so much time avoiding hard work, and now she had nothing to show for it. But Ella was determined to change. She wanted to learn how to be more responsible and put in the effort to achieve success. In the days that followed, Ella started helping more at home. When Mr. Green offered her another chance to work in his garden, she accepted. This time, Ella worked diligently, and soon the garden began to thrive again. Mr. Green rewarded her with a beautiful basket of fruits and flowers, and Ella felt proud of what she had accomplished. From that day forward, Ella understood the importance of hard work. She and Lucy became closer, each of them respecting the value of effort and the rewards that came with it. Together, they learned that success is earned through dedication, patience, and responsibility. Through Lucy and Ella's journey, we learn that hard work is the key to success. While Lucy's diligent efforts led her to a beautiful reward, Ella's laziness brought disappointment. In the end, both sisters understood that rewards come only to those who put in the effort, and that the real reward is the sense of accomplishment that comes from hard work.